Sunday, 17 April, The Gap News This Morning. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah. Good morning. First, the headlines. Special withdrawal, EPF to distribute 40.1 billion ringgit from April 20th. Brisk business at JB vape shops as Singaporeans return. MOH orders closure of tonggek stall after worms found in food. Teen slashes driver's throat over 400 ringgit fare after Johor-KL journey. Ukraine war talks over if Mariupol defenders killed, says Zelensky. Ex-Bangladesh envoy fears Trump-up charges to force him home. And Liverpool beat Man City to reach FA Cup final. And now the news in full. A total of 40.1 billion ringgit from 5.3 million special withdrawal applications will be distributed in batches by the Employees Provident Fund (EPF) from April 20th. The EPF said in a statement that the number of applications received represented 44% of the 11.95 million members who were eligible to withdraw their savings under the facility. This represented 55% of eligible B40 members, those earning less than 1,700 ringgit, 59% of M40 members, those earning 1,701 to 4,900 ringgit, and 39% of T20 members, those earning above 4,900 ringgit. A further 29% of informal and inactive members also applied. The Bumiputra Malays made up the bulk of applicants by race at 63%, followed by the Chinese at 12% and Indians at 7%. The remaining 17% were Bumiputra Sabah and Sarawak and non-Malaysians. Aside from a visit to the petrol station, the first destination of many Singaporeans entering Johor is usually shops selling e-cigarettes, more commonly referred to as vapes. Vaping and the sale of e-cigarettes are illegal in Singapore, according to a report in Straits Times. However, some of the Singaporeans seen at the shop selling e-cigarette devices and the liquid refills told the Daily that they only used it when they were in the privacy of their own homes. The use and sale of e-cigarettes have been banned in Singapore since 2018. Buying, using and being in possession of an e-cigarette carries a maximum fine of Singapore $2,000. It is also illegal to import, distribute or sell imitation tobacco products, including e-cigarettes and their accessories. A dirty tonggek stall in a Ramadan bazaar has been ordered to close by the Health Ministry following viral complaints about worms in the food. The Ministry's Food Safety and Quality Division said the stall owner had been compounded after one worker did not take the required anti-typhoid jab. In its investigation, 3 samples were taken from the stall to analyze microorganisms and foreign matter, said Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. No Hisham Abdullah in a statement. He added that the trader needs to take steps to improve cleanliness and food safety before being allowed to operate again. The division also found that the trader has premises in Cyberjaya where raw food items are stored and cooked before being taken to the bazaar. Nur Hisham said a total of 4,362 Ramadan bazaar premises have been inspected and 77 compounds totaling 38,500 ringgit issued, while 178 food samples were collected for analysis. Under the Food Act 1983, offenders are liable to compounds not more than 100,000 ringgit or a jail term up to 10 years or both. A 16-year-old girl has been arrested by the police on suspicion of having slashed the throat of an e-hailing driver over a 400 ringgit fare for a journey from Tangkak, Johor to Kuala Lumpur. Central District Police Chief Bay Eng Loy said the driver, aged 63, had picked up the female passenger at Sagil in Tangkak and had driven her to Kovil Hilir on Jalan Ipoh, Kuala Lumpur. The distance is about 164 kilometers by road. Upon arrival, the driver told the passenger that the fare was 400 ringgit, but the girl refused to pay, not having the money. The driver then decided to take her to the nearest police station. Out of fear, the suspect then slashed the driver's throat with a penknife and later ran away, leaving it in the car, Bay said. The driver then drove to Central Police Headquarters for help, and was sent to hospital in an ambulance. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says eliminating Ukrainian fighters in Mariupol will put an end to talks with Russia. The mayor of Kiev has warned residents to be wary of further Russian missile attacks. Vitaly Klitschko urges those who have fled the city not to return. Russia's defense ministry says missile strikes overnight targeted a military plant in the capital Kiev. Russia is planning to restrict access to Mariupol from Monday, says city officials. Russia has banned UK PM Boris Johnson and other senior ministers from entering Russia over the country's hostile stance on the war. Moscow formally warns of unpredictable consequences if the US and allies keep supplying weapons to Ukraine. A former Bangladeshi High Commissioner to Malaysia who has remained in the country as a refugee, says a corruption case has been brought against him in Dhaka as a means to force his extradition. The former diplomat, Mohammed Khairuzaman, said he was facing trumped-up allegations. He said the Bangladesh Anti-Corruption Commission claims he had accumulated 15 million Bangladeshi taka, or 730,000 ringgit, illegally while serving in Malaysia from 2007 to 2009. Khairuzaman claimed authorities in Bangladesh would probably find him guilty in absentia to try to get him extradited. The habeas corpus case is to be heard in May, and the judge has warned the authorities against deporting him before that. Khairuzaman said he's appealing to the Malaysian and foreign governments, international human rights organizations, and local and global law enforcement agencies to take cognizance of Bangladesh's another attempt to get him home by creating a false case. And now for some sports news. Liverpool survived a late scare to remain on course for an historic quadruple as they reached the FA Cup final with victory over Manchester City at Wembley. If last Sunday's Premier League meeting between the clubs was a classic, this semi-final was effectively decided in a one-sided first 45 minutes, in which a mixture of ruthless finishing and Manchester City mistakes saw Liverpool take a 3-0 lead. A reshuffled City side were unable to recover, as Liverpool, having won the Carabao Cup, are now in the FA Cup final too, as well as the last four of the Champions League, while sitting second in the Premier League. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines again. Special withdrawal, EPF to distribute 40.1 billion ringgit from April 20th. Brisk business at JB vape shops as Singaporeans return. MOH orders closure of tonggek stall after worms found in food. Ukraine war talks over if Mariupol defenders killed, says Zelensky. Ex-Bangladesh envoy fears drum-up charges to force him home. And Liverpool beat Man City to reach FA Cup final. This has been the Gap News this morning, Sunday, 17 April. The Gap News is also available on the internet news portal Melaka Hari Ini. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah.